Episode 82. And so, under the astonished gazes of the other cultivators, Han Li boarded a massive, boat-shaped magic tool with the 10 other victors. Together, they were escorted back to Yellow Maple Valley by their guide, junior brother Wang, and left him here to await further instructions. As for the other 10, they were separated from him and taken away to who knows where. Han Li stayed put for 3 or 4 days, never once stepping outside his door. Aside from a young servant, about 11 or 12, who brought his meals on time each day, he saw no one else. This wasn't because Han Li was being obedient or well-behaved. It was because that guide, Wang, had made it perfectly clear after settling him in and testing his attributes. Since Han Li wasn't yet a disciple of Yellow Maple Valley, the room had been placed under certain restrictive spells. He was not to leave the room for now, or he would trigger the restrictive spells and be trapped by them. With the guide Wang putting it like that, Han Li naturally wasn't about to go looking for trouble. And after learning he had a 4-attribute pseudo-spirit root, Han Li's mood was pretty sour for a good while. Although Han Li had long known his cultivation aptitude was poor, hearing it confirmed with his own ears still left him feeling dejected and downcast for a full day.
It seems if I want to achieve anything on this path of cultivation, I'll have to rely on external aids like pills. It's just that after the Eternal Spring Arts reached the 9th layer, the Yellow Dragon pills and Golden Marrow pills have become noticeably less effective. They're not helping my cultivation nearly as much as they used to. I'll have to find a few new pill formulas and concoct some that are truly suited for a cultivator. That's the only way I won't fall behind in my progress.
Just as Han Li was lost in his thoughts, footsteps suddenly sounded outside the door, and it was more than one person. Han Li's spirits lifted. After days of anxious waiting, the news he'd been hoping for had finally arrived.
How are you finding your stay here, young friend?
The door to the room was pushed open gently, followed by the voice of the guide, Wang. The man then entered the room, followed by a red-faced elder.
Immortal Master Wang.
Han Li immediately jumped down from the bed and offered a respectful bow. He knew that courtesy never offended anyone. A little extra humility could only help, never hurt.
This is
my senior brother, surnamed Ye.
Could it be that my killing of Golden Light Master and seizing his treasure has been exposed? Is it the Ye family? But the old man's expression, while grim, didn't have that look of bitter hatred. There's more to this.
Han Li thought to himself, but outwardly he showed no sign of it.
So it's Immortal Master Yi.
The old man looked Han Li up and down, finding him utterly ordinary, with nothing remarkable about him at all. This only strengthened his confidence in the purpose of his visit.
There's no need for such formality, Junior Han. Since you've come to our Yellow Maple Valley with an ascension token, you are already a disciple of our sect. You may call me Uncle Master Yi. No need to be so distant.
Han Li felt a wave of relief at the old man's words, but a new layer of confusion settled in. He's being so polite, clearly not here for revenge. But this level of courtesy, it's a bit much, isn't it?
What do you mean, not an outsider?
Young friend Han, what senior brother Ye said is correct. Our sect's leader has already agreed to let you join our valley and become a disciple of our sect. Moreover, a foundation establishment pill has been set aside for you, and it's already prepared.
Really?
Even the normally steady and composed Han Li couldn't help but get excited upon hearing this news. He felt like dancing a little jig to vent the thrill in his heart. Seeing Han Li's reaction, junior brother Wang gave a slight smile, not seeming the least bit surprised. It was as if he'd expected this all along.
Junior brother Wang, I'd like to have a word with nephew Han alone. Would you mind stepping out?
The old man could no longer contain himself and finally spoke the words he'd wanted to say since entering the room.
Of course. I'll head back to the sect leader now. Once you're done talking with nephew Han, you should both come over as well.
Junior brother Wang sighed inwardly, cast a glance at Han Li, and left the room. Now, only the old man surnamed Yi and Han Li remained in the room.
Why did that guy Wang just leave like that? And why leave this one behind, claiming to be my martial uncle, to talk to me about something?
Han Li had no idea what this elder Yi wanted, but he felt a faint sense of foreboding. The old man could sense Han Li's unease, but he didn't care in the slightest. He was confident the treasures he was about to reveal would blow the mind of this young man who hadn't seen much of the world. To ensure this transaction proceeds smoothly,
Nephew Han, I'm a blunt man, so I won't beat around the bush. I'll speak plainly. The matter I wish to discuss concerns the Foundation Establishment pill that was allocated to you, nephew. I'd like to purchase that Foundation Establishment pill from you, nephew. What do you say?
You want to buy the Foundation Establishment pill that was allocated to me. Did I hear that right? Who in their right mind would give away their Foundation Establishment pill?
Han Li was taken aback for a moment. Then his expression shifted dramatically, turning quite ugly.
Nephew Han, you can rest assured I won't ask you to hand over the Foundation Establishment pill for nothing. I can certainly offer 7 or 8 mid-grade spirit stones, a batch of low to mid-tier talismans, and a few top-quality magic tools. If that's still not enough, I do have some pills that can enhance your magic power. They can't compare to a Foundation Establishment pill, of course, but they are still rare and valuable medicines within our sect. If Nephew Han agrees, all of these can be offered in exchange for the Foundation Establishment pill.
Han Li's expression softened considerably after hearing this. He sensed genuine sincerity in the other's words. It seemed this martial uncle truly had no intention of forcibly seizing it, and really did want to buy his Foundation Establishment pill.
However, while I've never laid eyes on a Foundation Establishment pill myself, I'm perfectly clear on its value and importance. At the Heavenly Martial Terrace Ascension Assembly, nearly 1,000 cultivators fought tooth and nail on those platforms. For what? Isn't it mostly because of the temptation of the Foundation Establishment pill, and this Elder Yi actually plans to trade it away for some spirit stones and magic tools? Does he really think I'm some greenhorn fresh off the mountain?
Han Li thought to himself with a private sneer, yet his face resumed a respectful expression, as if he were listening earnestly to the other's words. Old Man Yi was quite pleased with Han Li's reaction. After all, this future junior apprentice hadn't outright refused the moment he heard the Foundation Establishment pill was up for trade. It seemed there really was room to maneuver here. He never really thought the things he just mentioned would be enough to secure a Foundation Establishment pill. After all, anyone with half a brain wouldn't trade away something so precious for such a cheap price. His earlier words were just a feeler, but judging by the other party's attitude now, it really does seem like there's room for negotiation. This genuinely made his heart leap with joy.
As long as he's willing to trade, I'm absolutely confident I can meet his demands and secure that Foundation Establishment pill.
At that thought, the smile on Old Man Yi's face grew a little wider. He found Han Li's appearance much more agreeable now.
Nephew Han, I presume you are now aware of your spirit root attributes. To be honest, Nephew Han, given your innate talent, even if you take a Foundation Establishment pill, your chances of a successful breakthrough are exceedingly slim. At best, that Foundation Establishment pill would only serve to refine your magic power, perhaps advancing your foundational techniques by 2 or 3 levels. In that case, this Foundation Establishment pill would be a terrible waste. For you, nephew, it would be far more practical and cost-effective to trade this item for something more useful.
On the surface, Han Li seemed to be listening intently to this Elder Yi's lengthy lecture, but inwardly his mind was already racing with analysis and calculation. He was constantly weighing the pros and cons.
I know it's true, just like he said. The odds of me successfully establishing my foundation after taking just this one measly Foundation Establishment pill are practically zero. But to just hand over the Foundation Establishment pill like that, I can't bring myself to do it. After all, no matter how low the odds, there's still a chance I could succeed in Foundation Establishment. But if I don't give this Foundation Establishment pill to Elder Yi here, my days in Yellow Maple Valley are going to be miserable. I'd almost certainly make an enemy of him for no good reason. And from the looks of it, he seems to have a bit of actual authority within Yellow Maple Valley. That makes the situation even worse. Elder Yi, may I ask who this Foundation Establishment pill is for? I imagine you have no use for this item, Master.
Han Li thought it over for a long while, and still felt it best to first sound out the other party's intentions. Although the old man had been interrupted by Han Li, his expression showed no sign of displeasure. After a moment's hesitation, he told Han Li,
Well, since you asked Nephew Han, I suppose there's no point in hiding it. This Foundation establishment pill is for my grandnephew. I hope you can do me this small favor.
Han Li heard this and let out a bitter laugh.
A grandnephew. That's a fairly close relation. And for him to go to such lengths, even stooping to ask a junior like me for a Foundation establishment pill, that person must be someone he dotes on immensely. It seems if I don't make the trade, I'll definitely offend him, and I can forget about staying in Yellow Maple Valley peacefully. It looks like I'll have to grit my teeth and agree to his terms. As for my Foundation establishment, I'll just have to figure something else out later. I still have that mysterious little bottle. With the right formula and enough time, what pill couldn't I concoct?
Having weighed the pros and cons, Han Li made up his mind. But that doesn't mean he shouldn't make the other party bleed them dry. So he put on a look of extreme reluctance, his face a mask of misery.
Elder, it's not that I disrespect my seniors. The Foundation establishment pill is also of utmost importance to me. Even if my aptitude is lacking, isn't there still a sliver of hope? But if I give up this chance to build my foundation, I fear my path to the great Tao will be closed forever.
Hearing Han Li's words, the old man couldn't help but scoff inwardly.
With your level of talent, you're still thinking about the great Tao? You're utterly overestimating yourself.
Outwardly, the old man continued to press Han Li from every angle, piling on empty promises to further shake his resolve and get him to agree to the trade for the Foundation establishment pill. Han Li listened to this empty talk and sneered inwardly, but the words that came out of his mouth grew increasingly pliant. This only emboldened the old man, who kept raising his offer higher and higher.
Nephew, if you're willing to give up that Foundation establishment pill, I can let you pick any of the miscellaneous duties the Valley disciples are assigned to.
Seeing Han Li was on the verge of agreeing but hadn't yet, the old man finally played his trump card.
Chores?
Yes. Our Yellow Maple Valley's low-level disciples must complete a set amount of assigned work each month. For example, supervising miners at a few ore extraction sites, serving as duty disciples at the sex marketplaces, or tending to the valley's spirit beasts and exotic creatures, and miscellaneous tasks like cultivating spirit roots and rare herbs. Then, based on the specifics of the work completed, the sect will distribute some low-grade spirit stones to these disciples each month as a reward. And I, your Uncle Master, am the valley's steward specifically in charge of assigning such tasks. So, if you're interested in this kind of work, nephew, it's just a word from me.
As he said this, the old man puffed out his chest. He really did look like a man with some authority.